Hello and welcome to Nick's Allotment Diary. It's late February and it's about time I thought about pruning my rose bushes. I usually prune them in February. That is usually when the worst of the winter weather has happened. Now this year the leaves have already started opening up, so I'm probably a little bit late, but it shouldn't do any harm if I prune them back now. I have found that if I prune back the rose bushes, then I get a good show of roses later on in the season. They seem to really appreciate being cut back. What I'll do today is show you how I prune them. These are hybrid tea roses, and how you prune these is to have a look at these shoots and decide which ones need to be cut out. So one of the first things you can do is check across your rose and have a look for any shoots that have died back. So dead wood should be cut out. So I'll briefly show you. So this stem here is dead, so I'm going to cut it back and take that shoot out. This piece here has died back, need to cut that out. But I am going to cut these further back, so some of these would actually be removed anyway. Here's an example of a shoot that needs to be cut back at the base. So this is all dead, this wood here. So if you just cut that, try and get a cleaner cut as possible. So that piece is now taken out. There's another shoot here that's dead, so that can come out. And the other thing that you should do is try and remove crossing branches. So for example here, the branch is crossing over. So this branch here is crossing over with this one. And what can happen is those branches will rub against each other and can cause disease to get in. So the best idea is to remove any branches that cross. One of the other things I need to do is to make sure I cut back to an outward facing bud. So on this stem here there is a bud here, and that's sort of pointing away from the centre of the plant, and that will be where a new shoot will come from when you cut above it. And if you do that on your rose bushes, it can make sure that the centre of the rose bush doesn't get too congested. So I'm going to cut this stem here. What I'll do now is start cutting this back, and you can see how I get along. Now you might think that looks pretty drastic, but I know from previous experience, if you give the roses a really hard cut back, they really reward you later on. I'm now going to carry on the same treatment with the rest of the roses. There we go. Each of the rose bushes have now had quite a severe cut back. One over there is the red one. This one isn't a floribunda, I think it's a multiflora one. Basically it has lots of little white flowers on it. I've cut that one quite hard back, but not maybe as hard as the hybrid tea roses. And hopefully in the summer we should now have plenty of blooms on each of the bushes. Thanks very much for joining me at Nick's Allotment. I'll see you again next time.